Good day, folks. I am now recording the audio of me reading a script I prepared for the forum. We don't have much time, so I will keep this short. I shall read to you my history of homeschooling plus my history of my IGCSE preparations. You paid good money for this show, so I hope the others will cover well for my loss. I first heard about homeschooling when I was 12. I was in primary school. UPSR was upon me, and I had the most brilliant idea. What if I could homeschool so that I could skip UPSR? Turns of events led to my homeschooling on the day of the new year following my graduation from primary school. I got my 5 A's and 2 C's from my UPSR. Guess what the C's were? Hint: Chinese starts from C. There are many advantages to homeschooling. It is flexible and has more ways to it than there ever were families on this earth. Given its diversity, you could rest assured that no one else has lived their homeschooling years quite like you. Therefore, they will turn out a different kind of messed up. My initial homeschooling days involved reading books, doing Singaporean maths, cleaning the floor, cooking lunch, washing the dishes, doing my own laundry. See, a very diverse and balanced schedule. I read history, geography, science and storybooks. I read literature, listened to music, played video games and watched hours of anime. I joined co-op with 2 other families where we will gather once a week and learn and study together. We started off with Malaysian history, extending to world history, then eventually to science. My dear siblings joined in our little homeschooling home a year after I started. We had many activities including workshops, traveling, events, and most importantly, house chores. For my IGCSE history, it involved laziness, unending procrastination, although there were moments of truce. Certain amounts of pressuring both by myself and by my parents, happy moments, sad moments, moments of peace, periods of agony, and for comparison's sake, minutes of studying, minutes of watching anime, hours of rumination. I am not one to brag, so I shall use instead hours of useless, mindless, time-wasting daydreaming, dreaming, and fantasizing. The generally acknowledged timeline will be from January 2016 to November 2017, around 2 years of preparation. I spent 3 months reading half a book of biology, took some notes which quality declined with the chapter, spent a good half year procrastinating, a month to read the biology textbook from the start again, and take notes. The same kind of notes. Another half year at my hometown for English and additional mathematics tuition, each taking about 3 to 4 hours a week. During that time, I also read my physics and chemistry textbooks. I came back with 6 or 7 months to spare. I watched some Khan Academy chemistry videos because that subject was more difficult for my brain to handle. I did past papers to gauge my exam answering skills, saving 2 of the latest papers for the day before the actual exam. I had to learn to write faster for my English and to learn more vocabulary, but I was lucky to finish in time during my English exam. Parents who homeschool their children are messed up. Why would you do something so stupid as not letting your child go to school, stripping them of their potential to learn and grow independently from family, and stripping them also of the chance of living in society, and bringing them instead into an environment devoid of the advantages of school, such as friends, teachers, peer pressure, loads of exams, and most importantly, the whole school life in general. Parents who send their children to school are messed up too. Why would they send their children into the conveyor belt that moves them along with other fellow children to get brainwashed, pressured out of their minds, succumb to the ridiculously high expectations of their parents and society, and eventually end up mindless robots with just enough intelligence to operate while doing their jobs, only to grow to be resentful old men and women filled with regret. If all parents are messed up, it is only natural that their children turn out messed up too. If you are eventually going to become messed up, at least you could choose the route to the destination. Of course, you could decide not to walk down that path at all and stay put. But I haven't yet spent time exploring this idea, so I now plant the seed of this question in your head. Have fun exploring it. I could not give proper advice because proper responsible advice because I am a self-centered, egotistical, naive fool who had not spent time getting to know other situations to help them. But the following are observations that I made that I believe might have contributed to my results. My normal speech is what one might consider to be slow, so you will bear with it.